Research shows there are two primary reasons why women wear makeup. Camouflage, or what millennials today call their body armor, right? What they wear before they go out into the world. Women who are anxious and insecure tend to use makeup to appear less noticeable. They cover up what they consider are imperfections, or in my case, aging. The second reason is seduction. Women who want to be noticeably more attractive tend to use makeup to be more confident, sociable, and even assertive. Women carry these two reasons with them throughout their entire lives. But the first reason, camouflaging, is probably even more important as we age. On today's episode of On the Nine, we're going to talk about decoding makeup. How do we choose the right products or use proper application techniques that are time, style, and age appropriate? How many times have I thought, should I wear that red lipstick, or am I going to look too old for that? Am I too old for like that bright red? My smoky lids look like black eyes. Have you ever tried to do the smoky lids on your eyes and then it just looks a hot mess? That's me. Crap, I forgot my blush, so I'll just smudge this lipstick on my cheeks for a quick refresh. From what I understand, that's a really bad idea, but my guest is going to talk more about that. Ugh, that awful foundation line. You see you're dark here and light here. Or I followed that tutorial, so why do I look like a clown? Well, my expert guest is an international makeup artist and licensed esthetician, Rory Lee. She is the CEO and founder of Makeup by Rory Lee and Rory Lee Makeup Line. She is known for her creativity and expertise working with a diverse clientele. Her work can be seen on film and network TV like ABC, NBC, CNN, PBS, basically all of them. And she has also worked with NFL Films for 2 Super Bowls and the Miami Heat. So, let's get started. Hey Rory, how you doing?
I'm good. Thank you so much for inviting me to be here today.
Well, thank you for being here. I'm really excited to have you here.
Thank you.
I have a bunch of questions to ask you today.
Oh boy. Okay.
So obviously we want to get to know more about you and what you do. But you know, when I started preparing for this show, I sent out a survey to a bunch of women, family and friends, and some acquaintances, and I asked, you know, what do you want to know about? And, you know, if you were to watch a show, what are the kinds of things that you would like that show to talk about, woman to woman? One of the first things that came up was makeup, especially from the older set of women, right? From that like 50-something-year-old, 60-something-year-old. Yeah, I'm almost there too, trust me. A few more months, I'm 50. But, you know, the questions were like, how do I apply the right makeup on my eyes, especially because my lids are starting to sag, right? And so you're sort of losing that, I guess, definition, and it's not as easy. They're finding themselves doing like this so that they can get the eye makeup in the crease, right? So those are the kinds of things that women, I think, want to know. I know I want to know as I'm faced with aging and my face structure changing. So let's get started with some of these questions. So tell me how you got into makeup and the beauty industry as a career.
Okay, I will. First of all, again, thank you so much for inviting me to be here, because one of my purposes and passion in life is to be able to share the knowledge and the information that I have so that it will edify and be a blessing and an encouragement for others.
Great.
So, first off, right off the bat, I have to say that my mission is to let all women know that their beauty comes from within. Did you hear me? Your beauty comes from within. So
I believe that.
Me too. And so, you know, when we're talking about the things that you're going to ask me to answer, I will tell you that I don't want anyone to feel any less beautiful or feel like they have to do more to make themselves look great. So I came in through the back door. Most people don't know this, but I studied 5 years of chemistry at the University of Miami.
Wow.
And I had no intention whatsoever of being in the beauty business. I was going into the science field and product and research development, management training and research development. I was in the wardrobe industry and then fell upon the cosmetics industry from the skincare and skin treatment sector before I realized that God gave me a gift to paint faces.
Wow. I have to say I'm surprised. I've known Rory for quite a number of years here in Miami. I had no idea about the chemistry part. That's an eye-opener, so you learn something new every day. So that's pretty interesting.
It
Wow.
is. It's like creating a tapestry of life and realizing that all these years, the different shifts and educational paths that I've taken, I'm utilizing it now to help women look their absolute best.
That's great.
And men too, because men's grooming is a key thing out there.
Yeah, and I think more men over the years, with the whole metrosexual phase that went on for a while, that whole fad. But I think men are more conscious of how they look. And men that are aging, I know quite a few that are just as concerned as I am about the effects of aging.
Absolutely,
Yeah.
absolutely. They shave, so they're exfoliating consistently, and therefore their skin looks a little healthier because of that. But the guys that are in front of the camera, they need to learn how to take care of themselves as well, because HD is not a friendly thing.
No, absolutely not. That's why I have my makeup artist here today help me out.
Absolutely.
All right, so why do you think makeup is so important to a woman?
I feel that, and I'm speaking in general terms, but I feel that it is a way for a woman to look into the mirror and feel her absolute confident best. I also feel that looking in the mirror, sometimes what a woman looks at and what they see is not what the world sees. We tend to be a little bit more critical of ourselves than others see us.
I agree.
I don't know
agree.
why, but it's something I think we have to work on.
Yeah, I just did that today preparing for this segment. Everyone is walking around saying, "Oh my God, you look so great," and I'm looking in the mirror, I'm like, do I? You kind of thinking, I'm starting to pick out the flaws while everyone is seeing such a beautiful, makeup, makeover, sort of say. So let's talk about camouflage, or what, the millennials today are calling their body armor, right? When they get up in the morning and they head out into the world, there's certain things that they put on, right? Their makeup, I guess, their clothing becomes their body armor. The activities of the day dictate how much armor we layer on our face to be battle ready, right? I find that in my everyday life and what I do in my professional career as a marketing executive, if I'm having a meeting with a lot of important people on the team, I wear more makeup that day. Versus if I know I'm going to be sitting in the office kind of just pounding away at reports behind a computer all day, mascara and lip gloss is probably about enough. I feel comfortable because I'm like tucked away and hidden. So, what does battle ready mean to you when it comes to makeup?
Well, first and foremost, in today's day and age with, mask wearing and virtual work, we do have to wear a little bit more, especially if we're in the middle of a Zoom meeting. I feel that it's important that we represent ourselves as best as absolutely possible. Unfortunately, some women do have to do some camouflage and do have to do corrective makeup measures because there's certain concerns that they have with their skin that need to be taken care of. There's a lot of sun damage that's out there. For many years, we didn't realize how important it was for us to wear a broad spectrum sunscreen. And so we've got sunspots, we've got age spots, we've got hyperpigmentation, hormonal changes as we get a little older, that changes the complexion and the texture of our skin as well. So when I think about, battle makeup or camouflage makeup, then that's a different story. But I said all of that to say this: each woman has a different definition of what they really need. And that's a personal opinion. There's no right or wrong answer. And I'm a minimalist. At 62 years old, I feel more a key ingredient for me is to take care of my skin with skincare and skin treatment as opposed to wearing makeup to cover. And my philosophy is, especially with teaching young girls with my nonprofit, Our Girls Enrichment Program, that makeup was designed to enhance a woman's natural beauty and her natural features, not try to camouflage and hide it and change it.
Right. Can you believe she's in her 60s? This is like, take her advice is what I'm trying to say here. That's why she's on the show today.
Thank you.
All right, so it's not just about the makeup, it's really foundational. So you're touching on that, right? So how do you treat and nurture the skin to prepare it for makeup so that makeup enhances the natural beauty?
And you say foundation, no pun intended,
Right,
right?
right. Exactly.
Because foundation is the beginning, but skincare prepping and priming is key. And I feel like it really doesn't matter per se the type of makeup that we're using or the type of skincare and skin treatment that we're using as we take a look and become more knowledgeable. And Google is our best friend. Like my kids always tell me, if you want to look something up, just Google it. And that's what they say, the millennials, just Google it. Well, back in the day, we didn't have Google. We had to look it up in the encyclopedia, and we had to do a lot of research and development.
It's that card catalog at the library. I remember it well, yes.
Oh, yes. I forgot that. You're so right. But it's looking at the ingredients, looking at the products that are necessary to take good care of our skin. So the preparation and the priming, so that we're deep cleaning on a consistent basis and really getting in there to make our skin as clear and as clean as absolutely possible, number one. And number two, that we're prepping by sealing in those skin follicles, the skin cells, like our skin lays like shingles lay on a roof, and to make sure that our skin is nice and clear and smooth as possible before the makeup, before the foundation, and everything else that goes on top of it.
Okay, great. All right, so older women often ask, right? And I did that survey, as I said, I got a lot of feedback from women in their 50s, 60s, and even 70s, my mom. Older women often ask, what is the right type of makeup for me? How do I apply eyeshadow and liner when my lid is starting to sag, as I said earlier? And there's a bunch of other questions, so let's tackle them one at a time. So that's the first one.
Yeah, the first one is about the eyelid sagging.
Yeah.
Oh man, that struggle is real.
Yes, it is.
And let me tell you something. It's important that we use good eye treatment and eye cream products, because the skin around our eye area is tissue paper thin. It's a lot more, it will break down in elasticity, and it's a lot more sensitive than the rest of the skin on our face. So one of the things that we can do to combat and to create that age fighting factor so that our eyelids don't sag as quickly is to make sure that we're really taking good care of our skin, number one, with good eye creams and eye treatment products, that we're also using preparation before putting cream products on and then powders on top. So this way the eye makeup and the powders are not dissipating into the pores of the skin, and that kind of causes us to want to pull and tug, and we shouldn't do that, because once that elasticity breaks down, it's very difficult to gain it back.
Okay. And we're going to, at the end, in the description here on the YouTube, we'll put some recommendations from you on products that they could use as we address each area.
Or they can just call me.
I mean, you can just call, right? Exactly. Yes. Okay, so here's the next question on that. What do you consider ageless makeup, or maybe timeless makeup? Makeup that works whether you're 30, 40, 50, 60, 70?
I don't know. When I think about timeless makeup, I think about the beauty shots of back in the day when my mom was in her 20s. That was like probably the 40s. That ageless look where her eyebrows were natural and perfect, her lashes were nice and long and beautiful, and she would teach me, how they did that. They didn't have false lashes back then. They used men's mustache wax to extend their lashes.
Wow.
And that beautiful, clear skin, nice soft look, a soft eye, some liner, and a beautiful red lip. To me, that's ageless and timeless.
So red is good, even no matter what age you are. It's not.
I believe so.
Yeah.
I mean, there's different types of reds, but I think everyone needs a good red in their closet.
Yeah. You have to help me pick one, and I see that you have one here in your sample, because I often shy away from the red. I'm not, and I don't know why. I just feel like maybe it's just too much. I often get that feeling like, I'm too old for this bright red. I don't know.
Just be bold and confident and wear it, girl.
Exactly. Okay. Can you recommend proper makeup technique for an older woman? So let's talk about dealing with the sagging eye. What's a good technique to get around that?
Well, one of the things, first of all, use an eye primer, an eyeshadow magnet, which is a great product. It's a basic staple in my product line, but it's more like a cream. It's a hybrid product, so it's a cream eyeshadow base, as well as a primer combined in one. So it's got natural ingredients, and you want to put that on your eyelid first. My basic rule of thumb when I'm applying makeup for my clients is cream before powder. And I think that for a woman that's a little bit more mature, it's a good idea because there's more loose skin on the eyelid area, so it's a good idea to use creamy products and to use neutral nude products and to actually take a nude color and raise it above the socket of the eye so that it's almost giving the illusion that the crease in the eye is raised up.
Oh, good. That's a good trick. I'm gonna try that too. Can you recommend some makeup products for an older woman? So now I know you have your line of makeup products here.
Yes, but it's for everybody, all ages.
This is for everyone. So, as an older woman, are there any other lines of makeup that you would say are better? Because I know some makeup lines kind of like, they tend to be on the very bold, bright, glittery side.
This is
true.
true.
You have some that I think are a little bit more subtle in their tones, right? Is there any one that comes to mind that maybe you would recommend?
It's not so much, I mean, definitely, I think softer colors, matte colors, matte shadows as opposed to iridescent or polychromatic colors are definitely the way to go for a more mature woman. But I also think that a lighter, more sheer and more dewy approach is the way to go. If a more mature woman is dealing with the concern of fine lines and wrinkles, the last thing that they should be doing is pounding a lot of powder on their face, because that's going to make them look more
Well,
I don't want to say more,
right?
more matronly.
Yeah.
So you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm being respectful and loving, but at my age, I mean, it is what it is.
And people notice, because I've had that happen personally, where I tend to layer on the makeup because, like I said, I have meetings or something special going on, and then the next day I'll have a fresh, clean face with just a little bit of lip gloss and mascara, and people at the office will be like, "Oh, you look pretty. Like, you look better almost without all the makeup," probably because the foundation, the powders and everything are kind of accentuating whatever aging process is happening.
I think it's better to use like a BB cream or a CC cream, or even if you're using a cream foundation, mix it with a little moisturizer and only put it where it needs to go.
Right.
I mean, nowadays I don't cover my full face with foundation from one end to the other. I do inverted triangles underneath my eyes because I want to brighten that area up. And I do have some sunspots here from running around in the sun, not having used sunscreen like I should have. But, you know, I grew up in the islands, so we were on the beach and we would slick our bodies with baby oil and think nothing of it.
Did it
you
too.
know what I mean?
Did that
so,
too.
I mean, it's a good thing that I caught on quickly, but using sunscreen is good. Using skincare integrated makeup is definitely a key factor. Antioxidant vitamins, hyaluronic acid, natural ingredients, going as plant-based as possible. I mean, I'm all for plant-based everything, organic everything. You know, not only what I put on my skin, but also what I put in my body. And so hydration and, you know, resurfacing, making sure that we're exfoliating before we put makeup on so that we have a smooth canvas.
Okay, great. So what's the in color for lipstick right now? Where are we? We're in the fall.
This one. So red is always in. That's a popular classic neutral red. The deeper burgundies are always great for you know, for the fall. I know like a deeper warm red is pretty popular these days, like that deep pumpkin kind of red color. And then nude never goes out of style. And I think pinks are beautiful. You know, a little bit of peach, and why not mix it if you have to, you know, but try to go as moisture rich as possible, maybe a more satin. Even if it's a matte lipstick, make sure that your lips don't look dry and chapped, because that's an aging look.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yes.
So what is your favorite skincare products? You talk a lot about, you know, prepping the skin. I know that's a lot of what you do.
Right.
So what is one of your favorite go-to products for skincare?
of late, as a professional licensed esthetician, Dermalogica is a great brand. It's a professional grade brand, but it's also good for everyday use. This little product here, this is my travel size, and I travel with this because the fine milled rice paper gives me a nice smooth canvas. That microfoliant is so gentle. It's micro exfoliating, so it's so gentle that you can use it on a day in and day out basis. I love spritzing my face with the Hydro Mist, which is great. I mean, you can even spritz it if you need to freshen up your makeup on top, but the antioxidant vitamins are key because that helps to freshen and rehydrate and make your skin look more youthful. So I enjoy using the Dermalogica products, although there are other brands that are out there that are good as well. So it just depends on the price point that you want to spend. The key thing is looking at the ingredients.
Okay. All right, great. What's your favorite makeup product?
Mine.
Sorry. And you actually have, and we're going to show some of this on,
I'm humble.
on the B-roll that we'll edit in, but she's got a lot of great colors here. I know you've been working on this line for some time, and now you have a full suite of
eyes,
cosmetics.
cheeks, and lips. But you know, I only started with one eyeshadow palette 6 years ago.
That's
and
incredible.
Quick backstory. I went to Barbados to do a wedding, and I knew that I would have to do makeup for 9 women. And I was concerned. I didn't want to like pack a whole suitcase and check it in because, you know, I travel with a Zuka bag and I couldn't check that in internationally. So I said, everything that I'm taking to do makeup for all these women is going in a carry-on bag and it's going on the plane with me. I don't care if I lose my clothes, but I cannot lose my tools and my products. So I scaled everything down and I recreated my kit to fit in one carry-on bag. And I had an epiphany moment when I was on, because it turned it into a vacation, and I'm sitting there on the beach in Barbados and I'm thinking, why do I travel with 15 palettes of eyeshadows when everything that I needed was in this little carry-on bag? So I started at that point to create this product line that would be hybrid products that like could be used on the eyes and the cheeks, or, you know, products that can be used multifunctionally. Instead of using 3 or 4 products, I can use one product. And not only did it help me and inspired me to create the one eyeshadow product that was the hero product that we launched the line with only 6 years ago, but it also allowed me the opportunity to gain ancillary income to support my nonprofit mission.
That's fantastic.
Thank you.
Incredible story. And
Thank you so much.
You've done so well, not just only with your makeup line, but you have actually a team of makeup artists.
Incredible people.
Milo
so grateful.
is one of them. He did my makeup today.
So grateful.
And you know, you have a lot of people that you have as a resource that you put on the road on great projects and productions in that. And you have 6 years. You've come a long way.
Yes.
I know you've been working at it longer than
25 in
25
total, but
it seems like you've had your burst just in the last 6 to 10 years.
yes, you're right.
Yeah.
You're right.
Yeah.
Yes, we've known each other for at least 15 or so.
More, I think.
Yeah, that's true. So,
Yeah. So
but
that's-
you know what? God is good. That's all I could say.
Yeah. I know. I love that cross.
Thank
Speaking
you.
of, did you see? Check out her cross. It's like
Thank
pretty amazing.
you.
Okay, what are the 5 key cosmetics every woman should have in her cosmetic bag?
Oh my gosh, only 5.
Only 5.
Okay, now for each lady, you know, there's one key thing that they can't live without. For some women, they have to fill in their eyebrows. For other women, it has to be an eyeliner. For other women, they've got to put their mascara on no matter what. And before COVID, with wearing a mask, for me, it was lipstick. So, you know, because I can camouflage my eyebrows with my glasses, but I always loved a bright, fun lip color. To me, I felt prepared if I put my lip color on, because I hate chapped lips, and I was out the door. So lipstick or lip color, although lip balm is important because you want to moisturize your lips as well. I love filling in my eyebrows because some days I wake up and one eyebrow, they're sisters, they're not twins. So one eyebrow looks this way and the other eyebrow looks that way. So, and then again, you talked about the sagging thing. So this one side, you know, I've just got to like, you know, I work in a med spa with medical aesthetics, and they're like, oh, just one pinch right there. And I'm like, oh, I don't know if I'm going to do that, but you know what, to each his own. But it's hilarious. So lipstick, eyeliner, mascara, You said 5, right?
5.
Okay, so my mineral blush can be used as eyeshadow, so that would be 4. What would be my
It doesn't
fifth?
have to be 5. I was kind of giving you a little bit of fluff, a little bit cushion.
Well, those are to me, those are my essentials. Those
Okay.
are my essentials, and maybe some sort of a cover up that, like, my foundation is a concealer.
Right.
So, and it's one easy thing. So
Okay.
it's layerable, it's buildable. So if I need more coverage, I'll put it on, and if I need less, I'll put it on. So maybe that.
Okay.
Maybe those 5.
All right, great. Thank you. All right, so what do you recommend any woman begin doing today, regardless of age, to protect and care for her skin, right? Because we talked about, like, back in our day, we used to put baby oil to take sun,
To go
as
to the beach.
crazy as that sounds, but it's true. And I was guilty of it and suffered many burns because of it. And now I'm sort of, really suffering over that because as I'm aging and getting close to 50 now, the sunspots and all, I'm starting to see the results of doing that damage
Yes.
to my skin.
Yes.
So, 20-year-olds should be doing what today?
Broad spectrum sunscreen. Protect the skin against those UVA and UVB rays. Number 1, first and foremost. Second of all, making sure that you're using a good skincare routine where you're double cleansing, getting into the pores of the skin, getting rid of the bacteria and the environmental elements, and really cleaning your face as good as possible. That will help alleviate the congested pores, which is better known as pimples, the breakouts. If your pores are free and clear, then you're going to have less breakouts. So that's important. Exfoliating, getting rid of the dead skin cells, making sure that your skin is resurfaced and as smooth as possible. That's important, as well as, again, the sunscreen. And why not use an eye cream now?
Right.
Why not?
Preventative, right?
Yes,
Preventative. If
yes.
I knew then what I know now, I'd be slathering on that.
About a lot of stuff.
Exactly. All right, so to wrap it up really quickly,
Yes.
today with the pandemic, we're all wearing masks. And I actually was supposed to have my little prop here to show you. I actually saved it. I didn't throw it out, but it's back behind the camera. My mask that's smothered with lipstick. I'm like changing my mask, throwing them out every single day because, I put on my makeup and my lipstick, I put on the mask, I take off the mask, and work when I'm not around a lot of people, and it's disgusting, full of lipstick. So is there a way to apply lipstick so that doesn't happen, so you're not smudging the inside of your mask all the time?
Well, one of the things that you can do is fill the entire lip in with a waterproof lip liner. For me, I use a nude color because I want to fill my whole lip in. So even if my lipstick wears off throughout the day, I still have pigment on my lips. That's number 1. That's one option.
Okay.
Number 2, high gloss lip glosses are not really mask wearing friendly. So use a more matte type lipstick, maybe a liquid lipstick type gloss, which I have in the line now. It's organic and plant-based, and so it absorbs into the skin. Take a 2-ply tissue, like a Kleenex tissue, and it's called 2-ply because there's 2 layers that are combined together. Pull it apart, rest it on your lips after you put your lip color on, and take a little bit of blot powder or setting powder and just dust on top, and that will leave the pigment in place. It will set your lips, and less will come off.
Great, good to know. I'm going to try that because honestly, this is the new norm.
Yes.
Lipstick on the inside of the mask. So definitely try that, ladies. Remember that. Okay, so to wrap it up, tell us how we can contact you.
Quick and easy, RoryLee.com. That's my name, RoryLee.com. And then I'm on all the social media sites, and I'm always only a phone call away.
Awesome. And I want you to tell me one takeaway, and I'm going to ask everyone that I'm interviewing these days this. One key takeaway about what being on the 9 means to you, and I know you've actually experienced being on the 9 of
Yes.
one of my guests often at home, so one key
Long
takeaway.
time friendship. We've had great conversations. We've inspired each other. We've supported each other. We've loved each other thick and thin, up and down. Lots of food and beverages in between. But one thing about being a part of On the 9 is that the support and the love and the friendship is always there. And that's what I love about you, Vanessa, and that's what I love about being a part of this amazing project, because this is something that, over the years you've spoken about, in one way or another, and the support. You know, you're so successful and so accomplished, and I admire you in so many ways, and you've always been there for me, only a phone call or a text or an email away. And that's an amazing thing, because a successful woman will only compete with herself. A successful woman doesn't compete with others. So if you have a great idea and I have a great idea and we share, now guess what? We both have two great ideas. So thank you for inviting me to be here.
Amen. Well, thank you, and thank you for being here.
I want to hug you, but we can't.
I know. We're trying to social distance as much as we possibly can, and I'm probably going to get a lot of comments about how close we are to each other.
This is 6 feet.
We're far enough. Well, anyway, thank you, Rory, for being here. Thank you, everyone, for watching. Hopefully, you got some great takeaways and tips from today's episode. And don't forget to like, subscribe, share, tell your friends about On the Nine, and come back next week for more chats on the 9. Thank you so much. Bye.
Thank you.